Faced with the prospect of losing votes in Quebec, Tom Mulcair is digging in on his position that women should have a right to wear a veil at citizenship ceremonies. The NDP leader fielded more questions Friday about the delicate subject, one day after he clashed with his rivals over the issue during the French-language leaders' debate. The issue is particularly tricky for Mulcair, whose support is based in Quebec. The province is home to many who back Conservative and Bloc Quebecois calls to bar women from wearing the Islamic niqab when they swear the citizenship oath. The question, however, also appears to resonate beyond Quebec. A recent government-funded poll suggested there's wide support across Canada for a ban on veils during the ceremonies. Mulcair was asked Friday whether he might regret being on the wrong side of public opinion if it ultimately prevented him from becoming Prime Minister. "I've taken positions in my life that weren't immediately appreciated. I'm willing to live with that," Mulcair said at a news conference northwest of Quebec City, where he committed to spend $105 million over 3 years to bolster the struggling forestry sector. "But I also respect other people's views, but I'm going to continue to make the point that we live in a society where we're lucky enough to have individual rights, and you either believe in those rights, which is my case, or you find a way around them. I'm going to continue to believe in those rights." Mulcair continued by acknowledging that the niqab issue is an emotional and sensitive one for some. "But I also understand that governing is about leading and leading is about setting your priorities and telling people who you are and what you believe in," he said. Mulcair has said he supports the existing rule that states anyone seeking citizenship must uncover their face in order to identify themselves before taking the oath. Meanwhile, recent polls suggest the NDP has seen its support slip in Quebec. On Friday, Mulcair was also questioned about whether he is disappointed that an issue that affects only a very small number of women seems to have overtaken his campaign, at least in part. He said the primary issue in the campaign is who will replace Conservative leader Stephen Harper. He repeated lines from the debate, accusing Harper of trying to hide his record behind the niqab to avoid talking about things like jobs lost since the financial crisis and cuts to federal health transfers to the provinces. "So, he's looking for a weapon of mass distraction by continuing to talk about this issue," Mulcair said. "I'm going to keep talking about what's important to people, jobs, the environment, the economy, healthcare. I'm going to keep trying to build bridges to people who might not agree with me. I'm going to let Stephen Harper continue to bomb bridges." The face-covering controversy re-emerged recently after the Federal Court of Appeal upheld an earlier court ruling to allow a woman to take the oath without taking off her niqab. In Quebec, there is considerable support for a niqab ban at the ceremonies. The province has been ground zero for explosive debates in recent years over the accommodation of religious minorities. Mulcair said his forestry commitment would earmark $55 million for manufacturing facilities, $40 million for research and development and $10 million to promote Canadian wood products abroad. Mulcair accused the Conservative government of doing too little